Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into XRP. I hope you had a really good Friday and I hope you have a really good weekend, okay? Once again, thank you for your support, and especially to those people in the Patreon as well. We're glad that you're really enjoying the content. We've got a good crack team of admins in there providing content, especially big thanks to Captain in there. Brilliant stuff, absolutely brilliant stuff. So it's all good, and I'm glad that you're enjoying that content and the positivity and feedback we get on that as well, which is it's all golden. So far, XRP, you can't deny it is struggling a little bit. Okay, it's just hovering around that 135, sort of coming up a bit. I think it made about 140 yesterday. Started to sneak up, look really good, but then sort of retreated back on itself. And this is what I said to you. In the future, remember if you keep hitting your head on resistance, what do? You roll back to support, and right now you can see that the next support basically on the weekly. This is why you zoom out. Okay, if in doubt, zoom out, because you get a broader picture of the potential targets, and this is why when we got overextended here, I was saying it's overextended. You've not backtested support, you're going to roll back to this particular target here, and look what happened. You roll back to it, the golden ratio, boom, target met, and right now you come back up hitting your head. So what are you going to do if you keep hitting your head? You've had sort of 1, 2, 3 weeks of having a go at it, failing to make any headway, and you can see that you're effectively sort of rolling a bit. Now unless XRP gets a pick up here, then you're not going to get through it, are you? And you're going to retreat just like here, boom, 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 retreat. And where do you retreat to? Previous support, and you zoom out on the weekly and you can find that support. So right now the 20 is moving up, which is good because it's given it time to move up as well. Look at the curvature now, look at how healthier that's looking. You can imagine that XRP would just come down and bounce off that, wick down off it, and continuation, and see you later, just like it did in this particular bull run here, when everyone thought that the market was crashing and Bitcoin had its run and it was over. No. This was an event here which I think personally, not got a crystal ball, but I think that this is what we're going through here for XRP. We got overextended, we're rolling back to support, we're going to bounce off to 20, it's going to crab for a little bit. Okay, it's going to allow certain key alts which we're targeting, by the way, the low caps and the mid caps, they're going to absolutely take off in alt season, and that's where you're going to see that sort of last leg up, possibly. Who knows? No one's got a crystal ball. We could be in for a super cycle as well. I've spoke about that with you yesterday, I believe. Anything can happen, okay? But one thing I'm certain of, and I've not got a crystal ball, is that XRP is not going to zero, like some people say. I just think that it's a bit of a late to the party. Obviously, you know the reasons why. To be honest with you, XRP was one of the first out the traps. Realistically, it got its bullish cross last year in November, the buy and go to the beach signal, but it absolutely bolted up. I know this was because of the Spark token, and obviously it rolled, and then the SEC and the FUD and all that contributed to this capitulation event down here. But then it's just absolutely been adhering to support. Look at this, got a little bit overextended here, and then it's rolling back, and you can see it's begging for the 20. Okay, as an analyst, I can see absolutely begging for that 20. Whether or not it just crabs for a couple of more weeks and allowing this 20 to actually creep up and just kiss it, have a nice little kiss and cuddle, refuel the rocket ships for continuation, so enter a reaccumulation zone right here without dipping any further. But there's one thing that's telling me that we are in for one last dip, one final shakeout on this market, okay? And potentially this sort of scenario over here that we've got going on for XRP, where it's getting stagnant and then the market rolls. This particular correction from that top there down to the bottom, was around about 58%. That would have destroyed people. People would have, their bull market's over and Bitcoin's crashed and it's gone to whatever it was, 4K or something like that. They would have been selling, and that's what it is. That's what it does. It's market psychology 101. So right now, I do believe, again, not got a crystal ball, but I do think that we're looking at a potential lower target for Bitcoin, and we always have been, for the last couple of months now, with the ABC correction, and very, very similar with XRP as well, and this continuation in this sort of wave 2 pullback before wave 3, and then the wave 4, 5 extension, then Elliott wave theory right there. You could be looking at this ABC correction, and that is, it's what's playing out at the moment, isn't it? So do anticipate a pullback, but obviously we've not got a crystal ball, and you might not get that pullback. You might just get boring and flat, consolidate for the next couple of weeks, allowing this 20 to come back up, get the back test off it, and then catapult, see you later, and then it's XRP's turn to go. Because one thing I reassure you, we are in a bull market, and you only have to look to the left and to the right to see that. Okay, the things that have gone up so much, overextended, Bitcoin, things like that got, Holo Chain, Harmony One, Chiliz, all those sort of projects, Win, BTT, they've sort of had their round, okay, and then you can see like it's moving on now, and this is what I said to you, the distribution, it gets distributed across the entire market, and that's how it works. Okay, so it's the market dynamics, alt season basically. So theoretically, what I'm got on the table personally, I think that again, I've not got a crystal ball, and it's not financial advice, and it's for educational entertainment entertainment purposes only, but I am anticipating one sort of last shakeout for XRP and the entire crypto market here before continuation in this bull run, so to speak. So if it comes, fantastic, what an opportunity. If it doesn't and we just consolidate and go sideways, I still am expecting more upside across the market for all crypto. Okay, that's the basis of it. So right now I'm just going to jump into XRP on the 4-hourly time frame. So you can see XRP on the 4-hour here. It's a little bit lackluster, isn't it? It's sort of hitting its head. Like I said to you, if you remain under the EMAs, it had a little pickup yesterday and was looking relatively healthy. But again, do target these specific areas, because what you do, you sell resistance and you buy support. And right now you can see you sort of falling, okay, and you're hitting your head on the 20. You've come under the 20 on the 4-hour. You're in the downward spiral. You've got the bearish cross, okay, hitting your head, hitting your head. There is a particular pattern that's starting to emerge here, and I will show you this particular pattern, because if it breaks the level of resistance, you've got a nice pump here for XRP, okay, and it's basically this. You've got this sort of trend line on the go right now for XRP. Do you see this? So it's a level of resistance basically, and you're coming up in it in your head like this. Do you see this? Coming up, hitting your head, and what you're forming is a kind of almost an inverse head and shoulders, so to speak. So you've created the left shoulder, the head, and potentially if you do start to trade down like this and make a higher low effectively and come back up, you could be looking at a nice pump for XRP there if it breaks this level of resistance. So that particular target right there would be something like this for XRP. Wherever it broke, okay, providing you didn't come down and make a lower low, this is what you need to anticipate. If you made a lower low, you're still making sort of lower lows. Do you see this? And then this inverse head and shoulders invalidated. So if right now you do see XRP start to pick up like this and make a higher low, it means that you've come down, you've made a low, then you've made a lower low, but then you're making a higher low. So the trends reverse. Do you see that? So you do need to keep an eye on that, because if XRP right now does start to go, this is where you could get the reversal and we might not come back down into this wave. So do anticipate that break, okay? Could be a bit of a relief rally for XRP right there on the card. So once again, I'll just stipulate that, you know, you've got your left shoulder, your head, and if you do continue to do something like this, making this lower, a higher low basically, then you're creating the right shoulder. Do you see that? Right shoulder, and you've got a breakout target. And again, wherever you break out at this level of resistance, providing you don't go any lower than this, because that's making a lower low. Do you see that? And you're effectively remaining in the trend, so to speak. So if you do see that break and you break this level of resistance, you've got a nice little pump for XRP, and the target is like this, okay? So wherever it breaks, that's where you could see XRP sort of pump up in a bit of a little relief rally up to sort of 154, wherever it breaks. I mean, if it breaks out here, you know, you will go above that 154, and like I said to you, if you start to break that, you're gonna start looking at 175. So do anticipate that break, okay? Because if it comes, it'll be nice. You get a nice little tradable event right there. And failing that, you know, if you do start to see XRP continue to break down, then obviously you're going to continue making these high lows. And with that, as I outlined the other day in another video, you're starting to create a very relatively bullish pattern, so to speak, and it's a broadening falling channel basically, and you're doing something like this, okay, and it's the opposite basically of a rising channel, which is a reversal trend. So, you know, at one point, wherever you go down to, you will break out to the upside because it's a reversal pattern. So if you do start to come down and you continue to make the lower lows, okay, and the lower highs, and you're broadening like this, this is actually a reversal pattern. And once again, once you break this level of resistance, you come back up to where you form the channel, which would be this sort of target here. So that's where you could see the mega pump for XRP once it breaks this level of resistance. Do you see that? So right now it's relatively bullish. I know it looks bad, it's coming down, but you're creating a relatively bullish reversal pattern. Do you see that? So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say to you. So far, you know, it is just playing out to a T, isn't it, effectively? So right now, keep a level on eye on your charts, because I could give you this, but obviously in time it changes. You see this as time goes on and this adheres to this level of resistance like this, this is where you will start to see the target change. So this is why you need to come onto your charts and draw your own trend lines, okay? To draw this trend line, you can see resistance, 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 resistance. I think we went through a very similar scenario down here actually. I remember right now, yeah, do you see this? We had this level of resistance for XRP right here. Do you remember this? We had this level of resistance, and then we said once you break out that resistance, you've got a target, okay? And boom, it went up. Do you see that? But it made the lower high. It didn't actually get back up to where the resistance was formed, which is obviously the top. So it was a bit of a sort of short-lived top, and that's effectively that B correction right there, that B wave, effectively what we're looking at. And I will remind you, of course, obviously, I'll always keep reminding you the A, the B, potential deeper C wave like that. Do you see that? So yeah, just keep an eye on that. Come to your charts and you can see that you're in some kind of broadening channel, so to speak, like this. Do you see this? you got the broadening, you're kind of broadening. So if you do start to see XRP do something like a breakdown like this, come back up like this, boom, it will break out eventually once it breaks that level of resistance, and your target is where you came from effectively. It's a reversal pattern. Okay, so again, you could see it break here. You could see a little inverse head and shoulders, like I said to you. If it starts to do something like this, starts to pick up, breaks this level of resistance, you will see a nice little pump up to that sort of level there of this inverse head and shoulders that it potentially got coming on for XRP. So it's looking relatively good. I don't want to like put people off, but it's looking like it's fueling, isn't it? It's fueling for something, fueling for that move. But obviously, if Bitcoin does roll over and has that larger correction, then do anticipate that you are going to get dragged down to these possible deeper wave C pullbacks there, and that would be absolute maximum fear, basically, wouldn't it, for XRP? Personally, like looking at the charts, I do believe you're somewhere around here. Okay, this is where I think you are in this waveform, because like I said to you, you've got the top and you rolled, and then you've added correction, you come back up, you've hit your head, and you're forming like a double bottom there, like that. Do you see that? So you've had the roll, you come back up, and you've hit your head, you're forming a double bottom. So you're effectively here. This is where you are, and you can see if the market does roll, that's what kind of correction you could have. And don't forget, this particular correction right here for XRP was nothing. There was no FUD. There was nothing about Elon Musk, tweeting about how Bitcoin's a danger to society and all that sort of business. It was just markets carrying out corrections, because that's what it is. Markets are driven by emotion, okay, and they have destinations. It's weird. Don't ask me how it works, but they have destinations, and they effectively get there. Until they get there, they're on a mission to get there effectively, and then obviously you can have fake outs, or some amazing news comes out the woodworks for XRP, and it's all floods to the markets buying XRP, and it's off to the moon basically. But so far you can see it's basically carrying out that correction, isn't it? So do anticipate, if you do start to break this level of resistance, you're going to have a nice pump. But failing that, you can see it's basically repeating itself over here. Do you see this? You sort of where are we? So you've had that dump there, and then you've made the second low just there. So you're effectively up here now. You've hit your head, and you start to roll a little bit. So you're roughly around there. Look. So if you was to get a very similar correction from this top, where are we now? So from there down to there, you're looking at around about 39% correction. So right now, if we was to look at a roughly 39% correction, where would we be? And we would be roughly down there at sort of 80 cents, wouldn't we? But again, not got a crystal ball, but if the market does roll and Bitcoin rolls and all that, you will see XRP absolutely shit the bed. And that would be fear, wouldn't it? And what an opportunity to get involved, because I tell you what, some people are going to make some money going forward on that dip, I'm telling you. So that's XRP. Take care, everybody. Stay strong, stay safe, and most importantly, stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow with another XRP update. Bye bye.